they drew First Blood, a Kami Cry radio film. There it is, made it in. Basil Rosewater, First Blood, Gonzo Shimura. We got some details here. Starring John Tardigrade. Music by Marty B. Marty B made it in. Director of photography, Shield Labs. Sir Casey, you made it. Executive producer, the Gen Z Crypto Chad. That is a great point. Jack V, the Gen Z Crypto Chat, is definitely going to be executive producing all of our work someday in the future when he's a crypto billionaire. For those who need reminding, executive producer basically means you paid for the whole thing. Co-executive producers, Allie and the Denver Airport Artist. Screenplay by Ciara, producer Ciara, and Dove. Beautiful. Hold on. It's rated R, not appropriate for anyone. This is great. Our little wormicorns. First they were on the moon. Now they're fighting for their lives.
Yep.
Very good, producer Dove. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think that's it for our art today, Gons.
That's it.
Which means I will remind everybody to head to canarycrynewstalk.com. If you check the show notes, you can see all of this art and you're gonna love it.
Yep. And again, shorter show today, but we do appreciate all the producers, and we'll thank you to everybody who produced episode 344, and look forward to producers for episode 345. Ooh, numbers line up on the next one. 345.
Ooh, 345. Yeah, that's good. And I slacked a little bit on dedicating this producer segment last episode, but obviously this producer segment is dedicated to everyone that we remember on Memorial Day. I've been keeping an eye on the social media and everything. We've got plenty of listeners who have loved ones, both alive and past, who served this country. And for those who lost their lives in doing so, we just want to honor and thank you for your service. And there you go. There's a reason for this long weekend, Kamala Harris. And it is that. So, yes, this episode is dedicated to those who lost their lives in service of this country. And let's see. Next episode, who do you want to dedicate it to next episode?
I don't know. I got to think about that. Maybe we'll come up with something.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Numbers. People that do numbers.
Mathematicians.
Accountants.
Math teachers.
I don't know. Something with sequence of numbers or counting. I don't know. Accounting. I don't know.
Accountants. Okay. Next episode is dedicated to all the accountants out there who are keeping the world running and keeping us from spending all of our money on, sea monkeys and cars that we don't need. All right, there you go. Okay, I'm good to go. I'm ready.
Yes,
ready to wake up?
Wake up time.
Hey, yo, wake up.
It's Latin for many.
Tick.
Now suck your blood. Now suck
Politics.
your blood.
Space. Wanna go to space?
No, let's trigger the all the flat earthers for this one. And
Real quick, I saw some suggestions in the chat about dedications. One of them was Sesame Street, the count.
Okay.
Or dedicated to children who can count.
Children who can count to 5. I like that.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just accountants, Sesame Street, the count, and children who can count to 5.
Excellent.
All right, let's keep going.
So this is we only have one more story here, and this is from spacenews.com. DoD, that's the Department of Defense agencies, to invest more than $1 billion in low Earth orbit space technologies.
Oh.
Yeah. And it says here, okay, so the subheading, technologies developed by SDA, MDA, and DARPA are expected to transition into larger Space Force programs. The Biden administration's defense budget proposal for fiscal year 2022 seeks more than $1.2 billion for military space systems in low Earth orbit. According to budget documents released May 28th, nearly $900 million of that investment is for the Space Development Agency's communications network in low Earth orbit, LEO, known as the Transport Layer. The Missile Defense Agency is seeking about $300 million for space sensors, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, that's DARPA, is requesting $42 million to deploy experimental satellites in LEO under the Blackjack program.
What is the Blackjack program?
It's got a little section on it at the bottom here.
Okay.
These agencies report to the Office of the Secretary of Defense and are not part of the U.S. Space Force, which has its own budget for research, development, and procurement of new systems. But many of the LEO technologies developed by SDA, MDA, and DARPA are expected to transition into larger Space Force programs. Space Development Agency, the Pentagon is seeking $936.7 million in 2022 for the SDA, and about $600 million increase, which is a $600 million increase from 2021. And it goes into some numbers here. Let me skip to some of the more interesting things here. Let's see. Missile Defense Agency, the Pentagon's $8.9 billion funding request for MDA includes $292.8 million for space programs. I'm going to read the quote here. The idea is to keep competition going given the complexity of the mission, Hill said. This is the only program with the space portfolio that provides fire control quality data. This data would be used to track the trajectory of a maneuvering hypersonic missile so it can be intercepted. Hill said that the HBTSS medium field of view sensor satellite will be interoperable with the SDA's tracking layer under an umbrella architecture. SDA's satellite are wide field of view sensors and provide data for the HBTSS system. Two existing missile tracking satellites in LEO that MDA launched in 2009, the Space Tracking and Surveillance System, or STSS, will be taken out of service, said Michelle Atkinson, MDA's Director for Operations. Okay, so let me get into Blackjack here. It's the last part. DARPA's Blackjack is requesting...
Real quick. Real quick. There was this one paragraph here. The agency also is requesting $32 million. Oh, so close. For the Space-Based Kill Assessment Project, which uses a network of infrared sensors hosted on commercial satellites to assess the performance of MDA's interceptors. Quote, SCA sensors on orbit today have participated successfully in a variety of MDA flight tests and engineering activities. MDA said it's in its budget documents. Space-Based Kill Assessment.
What are they killing up there? Number one. Number two, are they going to do it to ska music?
Yes, they love the trombone up there in
trombone
space.
And some rhythmically plucked guitars.
In space, no one can hear you, trombone.
All right, DARPA's Blackjack. DARPA is requesting $42 million to continue the Blackjack project to demonstrate the military utility of small satellites in LEO to provide communications, missile warning, and navigation. The agency started Blackjack in 2018 and has awarded contracts to multiple vendors for satellite buses, payloads, and an autonomous computing system to operate the constellation. DARPA wants to demonstrate that a common satellite bus can be flown with different payloads and that a constellation can be operated autonomously. DARPA plans to deploy as many as 20 satellites under the Blackjack program and demonstrate technologies that can transition to SDA's constellation or to Space Force procurement programs. So
it is Skynet.
It is Skynet.
It is actually Skynet. I popped over to another link here, and it's basically an autonomous constellation of satellites that connects all military units, whether it's planes or boats or tanks or whatever. It's kind of crazy. That is the exact sort of definition of Skynet, an autonomous AI constellation of satellites that connect to all military equipment.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful.
I mean, this is
that turned out great the first time.
It's kind of interesting because it doesn't even matter like what shape you think the world is. They're definitely creating like this this, for lack of a better word, kind of a wall. You know, it's like a net where everything under the net is surveilled and everything is controlled and watched. And I think it speaks to some of the prophecies too about the false prophet in Revelation 13 calling fire down from heaven in the sight of men. I mean, it was kind of a supernatural act in the Old Testament, but I think in the New Testament sense, and if you look at it from not the New Testament, but like a modern sense, and if you think about the Iron Dome in Israel, it's basically like a giant iron dome for the entire world. You know, it's any missile that goes anywhere is tracked. They could probably take it out from any location. It's pretty crazy. It is the surveillance grid. It is Skynet, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. It should turn out
so,
fine.
Good.
Nothing to worry
nothing
about,
to worry about, folks. This is
we have autonomous drones, kamikaze bombing people. We've got literal Skynet booting up. Everything's going to be okay.
It's all going to plan.
The robots are here to help.
It's all.
Congratulations, you're being rescued. Please do not resist.
Congratulations, you are being rescued. Please do not resist.
It's biblical.
It's got to be biblical.
Yeah.
So that's all we have time for today.
Yeah, I think we're right about on time to get you
gotta get out of here.
Out the door. Okay. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Again, I guess apologies for a shorter show today, but I know you understand. It's a holiday and we're going to go do holiday-y things, but I'm still proud of us for not taking the whole day off. And you can thank your family for also making the sacrifice, Gons. And also, thank you to all of the producers of this episode 344 of Canary Cry News Talk. That is D&KB, Aaron W., Ralph C., Verna P., Anonymous, Maureen M., Joel V., James H., Real Joe Biden 33, Samantha M., FlatEarthForums.com, Ciara, Tristan H., Shield Labs, that's Sir Casey the Shield Knight, Kim W., and Scott K. And of course, thanks to our other producers for the timestamps, the jingles, and the art. Everybody's coming together to make this show happen, and we appreciate it very, very much. And you too can become a producer out there. Go ahead and break the shackles of the mind control of the advertising industry. They've got you convinced, folks, that you don't need to take responsibility for any media that you appreciate. No. Just let Sugar Daddy Advertising take care of it. And, they'll have to take some control at the same time, but at least it'll be free. Here's the thing, folks. We're all doing our best here to disconnect from the global theology of the world today, and that takes many forms, and one of them is the value for value model. So please consider becoming a producer for next episode. That's episode 345. Good time to thank your accountant or your child who just learned to count to 5, or if you're just a fan of Sesame Street, although there's plenty of reasons not to be. But there you go. Please consider becoming a producer for next episode 345. You can do that by heading over to patreon.com/CCNT. That's patreon.com/CCNT. Or even better, you can head on over to canarycryradio.com/support.
canarycryradio.com/support.
That's right. canarycryradio.com/support. Go there. You're gonna love it. But also, if you are a creative person, if you create music, create artwork, whatever it may be, go ahead and create something based on the show, for the show, send it on in, and we would love to feature it on the show. Very important part of what we do here. And you can get involved. Send those pieces of art to canarycryradio@gmail.com if you like it easy, or canarycryradio@protonmail.com if you like to keep it secret. And I do want to put out a little reminder. The Canary Cry Producers logo contest is on. We are officially on, folks. And producer Paul Green has put it out there, commissioning to any Canary Cry artist out there, create a logo for the Canary Cry Pray-ducers. That's Pray Deucers. That is our Canary Cry prayer team. They pray